welcome to episode 13, month 3 of the Chase Report.
Hi.
Chase is napping. We have him on monitor. So,
Morning nap, which I
Morning
learned
nap.
is very important from the book Amy gave me. So, Amy, if you're watching, thanks for the book. I'm not almost finished, but I'm reading it. It's good.
working hard on napping routines, right, Joe?
Yeah, sleeping routines.
Sleeping
Just trying to figure out sleep.
Well, that I think goes right into your high. What's your high this week?
So my high this week is I think I mentioned it last week, but I've been charting Chase's sleep and trying to pay attention to his sleep cues, and making sure he gets the rest he needs when he needs it. I'd like to work towards a set schedule, but he's still so young. So he takes about 3-4 naps a day. But they're never we're not really at the same time, they're about the same time. So that basically leaves me in the house because I really want to respect his sleeping time.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what that means.
The monitor turned red. Oh, it's green. We're okay.
I think it's losing battery. Anyway, so that's my high. So I've been tracking his sleeping and getting to know his sleep rhythms.
How about your low? That's my low. This is your low.
Oh.
This is all messed up. We take notes to make this go smoothly, but it doesn't go smoothly.
So, my low is that I don't feel like we have enough time with Reed.
Kisses.
Well, I mean, we've been trying to do a lot with the house, and Reed's downsizing, and it's just, he gets home from work and then does stuff on his computer and then goes to bed. So, I don't know, I feel like I wish we had more time together. Reed had more time with Chase.
That's probably a really common thing for people when, oftentimes both parents are at another job, but for that time when one parent is at a job.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I get home very often before 5,
Mm-hmm.
But then there's stuff to do around the house. This kind of goes into my low is just that we've been, there's so much to do around our move. Everyone who watches the Chase Report probably knows we're planning to move in just like 2.5 months. So we're really realizing how much has to be done, just organizing stuff, getting rid of stuff, getting ready for that. And so I'm getting home and trying to do a lot of those things, do things outdoors while there's still light, and all of a sudden, but even if I get home at 5, an hour and a half I do stuff, and he goes to bed at like 6:30. So
Right.
Well, it's hard.
We start our nighttime routine around 6:30.
Yeah. So that's hard.
Yeah.
But
So tell us about your high then.
well, high doesn't really connect to that.
Well, it doesn't.
Right. We, among other things, the beginning of this week was the end of Fred and Laurent's stay. We went to Portland last Sunday, and we kind of went to a real restaurant with Chase for the first time. We went to Flatbread's Pizza in Portland, which is a great place, and we took him in there and thought that maybe we were going to have to feed him in the restaurant, but he ended up just sleeping in his car seat stroller, Stop and Go, the whole time. Well, we had the whole meal, and he hung right out, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was kind of neat. It shows that you don't always have to be just home all the time. Joanna's experienced that, but I haven't gone out as much. But Joe's great, just plopping him in the seat, taking off.
Yeah, but I haven't been doing that much this week because I want to do a sleep. Oh God, I'm shaking this thing. I want to do a sleep thing.
Yes, yeah, we've been tracking that. So, how about stats for the week, Joe?
Sure. Well, we weighed Chase on Tuesday, and he weighed in at 15 pounds 4 ounces, which is very good. Although I thought he'd weigh more.
And it had been 2 weeks since you officially weighed him.
Yeah,
right?
so it's about he gains about an ounce a day, which is just right on the money, right perfect. So next week, maybe over 16.
Yeah, he'd have to gain 12 ounces in a week.
it's possible.
We'll see. Take your bet. Okay, top story of the week. This is a big one.
I think you should do this one.
So, this is, the top story of the week is that our house is under contract to sell, which means my ulcer is really flaring up. So we got an offer and went back and forth and agreed on that the early part of the week. And we have then the rest of the week has been really busy because we had the assessor came yesterday and building inspection and they're doing pretty heavy duty building inspection and a lot of stuff that they're dealing with. So I'm just trying to get things in order and neat around here. And then Joanna had to get out of the house for stuff. So very exciting. Fingers are crossed that this is all going to go through. But we have a month to go, so we'll see. But
yeah, I mean, if this goes through, we have to be out May 28th.
Right. So if anybody has a house that we could live in for a month here in Western Maine, that would be really nice. With cats.
Otherwise, we'll be living in a tent in the woods with a baby and 2 cats.
I do have tents. It's not really a problem.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. Because the house one of the big motivations for moving. I mean, if it weren't for Chase, it's very possible we wouldn't be moving, because I think it's all part of us, like thinking about moving on to the next stage of our life. And like, where do we want to raise kids and what kind of house do we want to be in and all of that.
Neighborhood.
Yeah. So it's exciting. And so the house is under contract, and with any luck, this is going to be a smooth process. We're new to it, so we'll see.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, and now it brings us to this week's Which is Bigger? Why don't you explain where we went yesterday, Joe?
So last night we were invited over to Jason and Naomi and ReadWorks with Jason's. And I've been over to their house a couple times. And they have a daughter, Madeline, who is exactly 1 year older than Chase. And
within a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
10 to 12 minutes.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, we mentioned. I never can
exactly
remember.
Exactly 1 year plus 4 minutes. So it's often fun to see her next to Chase and see what he'll be like in a year and what he'll be able to do. So,
right. And she's really pretty developmentally, fast. She's really into books.
Yeah,
they read to her, and she's walking all around, and
so
it's good to think, ooh, we could get Chase there in a year.
Yeah. So,
but Chase is a porker.
Yeah.
And Maddie has always been on the small side.
Little girl.
And so we joke about how he's trying to catch up with her. And so the question was, although a year apart, and although technically she's 4 times older than him.
Yeah.
Which is bigger, Chase or Madeline?
It's kind of a gimme.
Well, but when you look at this first picture,
right.
It actually looks pretty close.
Yeah, but pictures are deceiving.
But then, in all honesty, Chase isn't that big. He's not like ginormous child.
No, he's not. No. He's big, but he's not ginormous.
And so you can see here, when Jason and I were holding them, he got a little bit more put back in his place. So, what's the weight difference?
About 5 pounds.
About 5 pounds. So Maddie's a little over 20 and Chase is over 15. So he's got a while to go to catch her. Yeah. Okay, so thanks to Jason and Naomi for having us over, and to Maddie for giving us some cute pictures for the Chase Report. And I think that's it. Next week will be an interesting one because a lot's going on next week. Starting today, and then lots happening. So we won't tell you what, but next week we'll tune in.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye.
Have a good day.
Break free of regrets and cigarettes.